Welcome to No Clear Answer, where the truth is never certain. Like and subscribe, and let's move on to a real-life story. On the 1st of December 1948, an ordinary morning began on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The sea was calm, and the beach looked peaceful. But that morning, something unusual caught the attention of several people walking along the shore. A well-dressed man was sitting against the seawall, leaning back as if he was simply resting and watching the ocean. At first, nothing seemed strange. People assumed he had fallen asleep after a long night. But as the hours passed, the man never moved. Eventually, someone approached him to check if he was all right. That was when the truth was discovered. The man was dead. Police arrived and began examining the body. The man appeared to be in his early 40s and was dressed neatly in a suit, tie, and polished shoes. Yet, there were no signs of violence. There were no wounds, no blood, and no indication that a struggle had taken place. Even stranger, the expression on his face appeared calm. Doctors performed an autopsy, but the results only deepened the mystery. They could not determine a clear cause of death. Poisoning was suspected, but no definite poison could be identified in his body. As investigators searched for clues, they encountered another disturbing detail. The man had no identification. There was no wallet, no passport, and no documents that could reveal who he was. Even more unusual, every label on his clothing had been carefully removed. The brand names and manufacturer tags had been cut out from his jacket, trousers, and shirt. It was as if someone had deliberately tried to erase his identity. Police checked his fingerprints against national and international records, but nothing matched. There was no trace of this man in official databases. It was almost as if he had never existed. Months later, while examining the clothing more carefully, investigators discovered something unexpected. Hidden inside a small secret pocket in the man's trousers was a tiny rolled piece of paper. On the paper were two words, Tamam Shud. The phrase was traced back to a famous Persian poetry book called Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. In Persian, the words mean finished or the end. Police believe the scrap had been torn from the final page of the book. Determined to find the missing book, investigators launched a wide search across the city. Eventually, a man came forward with an unusual story. He told police that he had found a copy of the same book inside his car, which had been parked near Somerton Beach. He had no idea how it got there. When detectives examined the book, they discovered something remarkable. Inside the back cover was a series of strange letters written in pen. WRGOABABD, Malai OI, WTBIMPA net, Malai OI AAQC, Itumtsamskab. The sequence looked like a coded message. Experts in cryptography, linguistics, and intelligence analysis studied the letters for decades. Some believed it was a spy code. Others thought it might be a personal cipher. Yet despite countless attempts, the code has never been definitively solved. The mystery continued to grow. Witnesses reported seeing a man matching his description on the beach the night before he was found dead. Some claimed he had been moving strangely, as if trying to signal someone. Later, police discovered a suitcase at a nearby train station believed to belong to the unknown man. Inside were clothes and personal items, But just like the clothes on his body, all the labels had been removed. During the late 1940s, the world was entering the tense years of the Cold War. Because of this, many investigators began to suspect that the Somerton man might have been a spy. The mysterious code in the book only strengthened that theory, but no government ever confirmed such a connection. For decades, the identity of the Somerton man remained unknown. The meaning of the Tamam Shud note and the strange code continued to puzzle researchers around the world. Even with modern forensic technology and DNA testing, many questions still remain unanswered. Who was the Somerton man? Why were all the labels removed from his clothes? What message was hidden in the mysterious code? And why were the final words in his pocket simply Tamam Shud? Some mysteries fade with time, but this one remains. Because sometimes the truth leaves behind only clues and no clear answer. Some questions never find an answer. This was one of them. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.